All right, so we found another spy device. So Justin and his dad just made the trek from where he lives to here, from Michigan to New Jersey, which is what, 10 hours or so? Yeah. So, and we couldn't let him leave without tuning the car. So we are going to be flashing his 2016 BMW F3340 with boot mode. Now, if you don't know what boot mode is, it is a tuning platform. It's not just a tune, it's actually a platform. Something that's really cool is that it is cloud delivered. So what does that mean? That means that you can access it from your phone. I can't get out of my pocket. You can access it from your computer. Say I was over Justin's house, I could borrow his computer to do it. Everything you do is saved all in one spot. So your factory tune, your upgraded tunes, your data logs, it's all in one place. And today, we're gonna show you how easy it is to do.
So before we actually tune the car, we want to see how much power it's making just like from the factory. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a couple runs and just see just the baseline before we tune it.
All right, so before we get started with the dyno, we're just setting up some lighting, and we need to put the car in dyno mode to make sure that the car is not going to freak out, because if you don't put it in, it doesn't dyno right. So what you do is you just hold this little button on your speedometer with the car in accessory mode. And basically you just keep holding it. You're gonna see your oil reset and all of that, and just keep holding it. And then you're going to go to this little hidden menu, and then you hit it, and it's going to go down to roller mode. So what you do is you just press and hold. Okay. Then you press and hold your traction button to turn DSC off. Okay, so DSC off. Press it one more time. You are now in dyno mode. We're gonna start the car. And then to get it out of dyno mode, all you do is just turn the car off, turn it back on, and you're good to go. So with that, we're gonna let it come up to temp just a little bit, and then we're gonna start with our first of 3 dyno runs. Alright, so as you can see, run number 1 we did 300 horsepower, run 2 301, run 3 300. I think it's pretty safe to say the car has 300 horsepower. And then with the torque, once we started to heat soak, we lost a little bit, but it still held pretty good. It went from 293 to 285 to 286. So that gave us an average of about 300 horsepower to the wheels and 288 foot-pound of torque. Let's flash the car with boot mode stage 1 and see what numbers we can get out of that. Good. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna show Justin just how easy it is to use boot mode. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to kiesmotorsports.com. We'll have a link in the description, and buy your boot mode license. But after that, you're gonna go to bootmode.net. It's bootmod3.net. And Justin has not done this before. He's never seen boot mode, so he needs to create a new account. So just create a new account. So this is pretty much your home base. This is where you're going to be able to see if the vehicle is connected. This is where you're going to be able to do diagnostics. This is where you're going to flash the car. There's a lot in this. We're not going to cover everything today. We're just going to do high level. First thing we need to make sure is, if you click vehicle right there, is that the car is connected. As you can see, it's not connected. You just basically need to download this little application. It works on Windows and Mac, and we already have it running behind the scenes. From there, what we're gonna do, we're gonna hop in the car. I'm actually gonna let you tune it.
Okay.
It's super easy. So let's hop in the car. We're gonna hook up the car with the Ethernet cable. So it's OBD on one side, Ethernet on the other. Now, my MacBook Pro here uses USB-C, so we have these little adapters that converts it from Ethernet to USB-C. So we need to connect to the OBD agent. So just take 3 fingers and slide to the right. There you go. We're just gonna relaunch this, so just exit out. And then just go down to the bottom again, the very bottom. And then hit the BM3 one. I have a couple applications and stuff on my desktop. And then hit allow. Okay, so right now it's detecting the vehicle. All right, so normally we hook the car up to boot mode and it connects like that. And it wasn't connecting, so sometimes that happens. You just disconnect the battery for 3 minutes. Well, we did that, and we found a GPS tracker, which is still on even though we cut the wires. So after we found this is a little bit weird to find in your car, especially if you're not expecting it. We tried to hook up a little VPEAK adapter so that we could use Beamer code on the car just to test the connection, and it wouldn't connect again. So what I did is I just pulled down the underbody tray. So in the UK and stuff, in other countries, a lot of times what they'll do is thieves will actually use the OBD port to actually steal the car. So I said to Justin, like, what if they disabled the OBD or something like that? And sure enough, it's gonna be really hard for you to see unless let's see if I can pull this out. But there's all this like electrical tape and like funky wiring on this OBD, so we might have to rewire it. All right, so we found another spy device. Look, Spyrion. Spy. Yeah, I have no idea what this is, but it's tapped into the OBD, and I think that's what's causing our troubles. We're gonna try to repair this because without repairing this, you can't do any diagnostics, you can't hook the car up to code it, you can't flash it, you can't really do anything. So, Operation Fix the OBD. To My Maps, the first thing you're going to notice is that once this loads, your stock tune is always going to be here, so you don't have to worry about saving it. So I used to do like Subaru tuning and stuff back in the day. If you didn't save your tune, it was gone. So then you can click this little button up here, OTS Maps. Now what fuel do you use, 93?
Yep.
Okay, so scroll down, you're going to want to do a stage 1 93 octane tune.
This one here?
Yeah, so stage 1 93. And then get tune. You can hit yes. And then it'll just take a couple seconds to download. And then hit OK. And your seatbelt's on again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Okay, now click stage 1. And then click the big red button that says flash. And then press here to flash now. And then flash. So right now, it's going through a process where it's going to unlock your DME. It's going to flash tune the car. While it's happening, it's gonna look like Christmas over here. You're gonna have all kinds of malfunctions, all kind of lights, and then all of it, you see there's one right there. All of it's going to be cleared and go away once everything wraps up. It used to be this process took like 20-25 minutes, it used to take forever. Now it takes on average about 3 minutes.
Okay.
So turn the car off. And then just wait about 5 seconds. And then you can start the car. Okay. And you're officially tuned. Really? That was pretty easy, wasn't it?
After we figured out all the other stuff.
So as you saw, it is very simple to do the actual tune. Basically, you need a license, and we can have links for that down below. Then you're going to go to bootmode.net. You're going to download the agent. That's a little piece a little piece of software that runs on your computer. Then you're going to do everything from the web portal from bootmode.net. Go to My Maps. You can see your maps, and then you go to OTS Map, and you pick which map you want. Again, this was a stage 1 93 octane. There's also stage 1 91, and there's also stage 1 91 ACN if you live in Arizona, California, or Nevada, because the gas is a little lesser quality there. So with that, we're gonna do 3 dyno runs and see how much power boot mode stage 1 adds to a 340. Alright, so for run number 2, 367 horsepower to the wheels, so pretty consistent up there. The torque dropped a little bit now that there's a little bit of heat soak. It went down to 382, but that's still almost 100 horsepower over stock, which is amazing. So let's do run 3. We'll average everything out. We'll give you the final numbers. The stock numbers were an average of 300 horsepower and 288 foot-pound of torque. After we did our run, so the horsepower, the 3 numbers were 364, 367, 361, which gave us an average of 367 horsepower, a gain of 67 horsepower over stock, all for about a 5-minute tune, which is amazing. And then our torque went from 400, 382, 368, which gave us an average of 386. So even though we had that little 368 in there, which is pretty far off from 400, it's still, with the average, a 95 foot-pound torque increase over the stock 288. Completely insane for a 5-minute tune.
All right, so we just finished up a couple dyno pulls, and I'm just blown away by the results. I had no idea that just like plugging something in and running some software could make that big of a difference. It's just amazing. But what do you think?
It's amazing. We almost got 100 foot-pound of torque and what, 65, 67 horsepower or so? I can't remember the numbers, but complete night and day. It's amazing. And once we got the fuse figured out, it literally took 5 minutes. So
we couldn't really test it out on the road yet because it's raining today, but tomorrow or whenever I have a chance, I'm gonna just see what it feels like. But what other, like after doing that, what other mods would you recommend?
We typically recommend doing a charge pipe as you up your boost. Now with the B58s, they're not as prone to cracking, but a lot of times what can happen is over time, the plastic will get brittle and they can bust, especially when you're running up the boost. The intakes on these cars sound completely insane. Exhaust, I mean, there are just a ton of different mods you can do. So, the sky's the limit with the F30.
I appreciate you so much, man. So, if they want to check that out, the tune is going to be down in the description. If you guys want to check that out for yourselves. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.